Tonight we're talking about what qualifies you to charge high ticket as a coach. And I'm bringing this up because I had one of my girls inside of Corporate to Coach kind of ask me about pricing and what I thought about what she's going to charge. And I can tell you right now, guys, some of you that I talked to pretty early on, you're welcome, pretty early on, especially on like the discovery call or the pre-call that we have, the Make Money Now session calls, and you're telling me what you want to do with your business, you're telling me what you want to create and how much you want to put out there. Sometimes, and I know not all the time, we're not face-to-face on camera, so usually it's just a phone call, but sometimes I'm like, how is she ever going to pay her bills charging that much? So we're going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to let you know exactly what high ticket is, what that means, and how you can find clients that will pay that price because they are out there. So the first thing when it comes to what qualifies you to charge high ticket is, first of all, your experience. And I don't necessarily mean your experience in the niche that you want to coach on because, well, 95 to 99% of the time, whatever it is that you want to coach on is something that you have gone through yourself. It's something that you've overcame. It's something that you've dealt with. It's something that you know a lot about. Like when I first became a coach, I started out coaching other interior designers because that's what I knew for 10 years of my life. Things evolved and changed, and now I coach other women that want to also start an online business, particularly a coaching business. But you see, I started with what I knew, and that's usually how most of us start. We start with something that we've been through, something that we've had to overcome, something that we know a lot about, and then things tend to evolve from there. So your life experiences are what qualifies you to do this. And I think most of you guys know that the coaching industry is not monitored. It's not like we have to go get an accreditation or have a degree in order to do this kind of work. And I think that is because there's so many facets to this kind of work. Like, how could you ever require someone to go get a degree or to go get a certification in mindset work? Like, it doesn't work like that. That's something that literally comes from within, because one mindset coach doesn't teach the same as another mindset coach. You may want to have faith-based mindset coaching, and you may want to be all woo-woo with crystals and stuff. Like, it's completely up to you, and you can't monitor that soul type of thing. You can't monitor the spirit. Business coaching could be monitored in a sense. I feel like, it really kind of goes back all into how you want to run your business and the pillars that you want to have in your business, which I do recommend that you have different pillars and things that you talk about and teach on that all fall under the same umbrella to make you diverse and interesting on social media. But I know some business coaches that are faith-based, like you couldn't send somebody to get a degree in that. Now, you 100% could learn how to do social media marketing and all of those things. I do believe that those are actual degrees now. But in our industry, it's not required. So the thing that's going to qualify you in the very beginning is your experiences that you're going to bring to the table. And let's say you are a money mindset coach and you haven't brought in $1 million yet. That's okay. You've done the work on yourself. You know exactly what you want to teach based on what you've experienced, what you've been through, to be able to turn around and help somebody else do that. So that's what qualifies you. The second thing is your offer and the return on investment that offer is going to bring. So, typically, higher ticket items are not self-study courses. They are for an extended period of time, anywhere from 3 months all the way to a year and beyond. That has a huge return on investment, meaning you are taking your time out of your day, sharing your knowledge and what you know for a particular extended time. The longer the program, And the more time that you spend on it, the higher the price point, if that makes sense. So for example, let's say you meet with a client. Now, I'll tell you a little story. I just told a coach of mine that I just wrapped up working with, I was telling him what I offer for one-on-one coaching. And it was, I told him that it was like $3,000 for 3 months of one-on-one coaching, and we meet every single week. And he was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you are meeting with them every single week for $3,000? And I was like, "Yeah." And he thought I'd lost my mind because I was giving so much of myself. I was giving so much time. I do want to say that this looks like however you want it to look like. Okay. That's the beauty of this. You're running the business. You're the CEO of it, and it gets to look however you want it to look like. I thought $3,000 for 3 months of one-on-one coaching once a week was reasonable. I wasn't really going out of my way other than that hour or 2 hours that I was meeting with my clients. But traditionally speaking, in this industry, the longer the program, the more time that you invest, the higher the ticket. So if I'm going to spend $10,000 for 6 months of coaching with someone, there better be one-on-one sessions, some way for me to be able to contact this person in between our sessions. Typically that looks like Voxer coaching, email coaching, those kind of things, maybe even a group depending on what the offer is. And the return on investment has to be huge, because typically what you're doing is you're getting that one-on-one session for that coach, yourself, if you're pouring into your clients, to pour into your clients, to teach them your method and your ways that are going to change the paradigm of whatever it is that they need help on. I talk to women all the time that are like, people are not going to pay me $10,000 to help them eat right, to help them, put whatever you coach on. And I'm like, yes, they will. And that is because you have a system, you have a method. Even if you don't, we need to create your own signature method to get people past their pain, past whatever it is that they want. And in your marketing, you hit on that pain point so rock solid, and it's almost psychological. And I don't want to be ugly when I say this, but marketing brings people to way down low and makes them feel that pain of what they're feeling. They read it, they see it in your words, they feel the pain that they feel in whatever it is that they're reading or watching or whatever content you're putting out there. And then boom, you give them the solution way up here, and it brings them back up, because you're like, oh my God, she knows how I feel. She knows what it's like to be broke. She knows what it's like to go hungry. She knows what it's like to struggle with mindset or weight or relationships or whatever it is that you coach on, but she has the solution. She can fix this, and that's the return on investment, okay? So sometimes, especially those of you that are not business coaches, and you're like, well, they're like, Heather, somebody that works for you is going to have a return on investment in the form of cash monies and clients. They're going to be able to have something tangible to walk away from you. So of course they're going to pay high ticket for that. Me, I'm a measly old mindset coach over here. My return on investment is different. It doesn't matter if it's a tangible product or a money-based outcome. If it's something that they truly want and their life is going to change drastically from working with you, they will pay for it. Now, you may have to take a look at your packaging and figure out exactly what that looks like. Are they paying $10,000, but they get to come meet you at a beautiful destination for the weekend? Those kinds of things. So you can make this package look however you want, but the thing that qualifies you to sell high ticket is your offer and your return on investment. And I do want to remind you of this. Your time is precious, okay? I know a lot of you are pouring your heart and soul into this every single day. You're working a full-time job. You're, doing all of the things, and you're still showing up for your business, and you need to be paid for that. You need to be compensated for that time. Those of you that are, you're doing podcasts, you may be writing a book, you may be wanting to start a YouTube, you may be wanting to do all of these different marketing things. Those are free things that you're doing that take a lot of time. And the way that you're going to make that back or make up for that time is charging your coaching packages and what you teach and what you put out there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and I hope that that doesn't like make you shy away from charging all of this stuff. Negative self-talk doesn't deserve your energy. You are not a measly old mindset coach. You are beyond, oh, hold on, I can't see. No, fair, beautiful young lady who is sharing pearls of wisdom on how to set a growth mindset for abundance. I appreciate your free trainings. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love that. I love pouring into you guys. I was telling my boyfriend over the weekend, I was like, I think I would do this work even if I wasn't getting paid. And I was like, you know what? I know that I would do this work even if I wasn't getting paid because I have done it. I did it for years and made diddly squat. So, I think that there's something to be said for that. And when you get to a point, and I'm not saying, you guys, that you need to bust out the doors and your first offer needs to be $10,000. No, you obviously need to start with what you feel comfortable charging. And I want you to do that in a way that feels good. I want you to pick a number based on your program that you're offering, based on the length of time, what is involved in it. And I want you to pick a number that feels really, really good. Okay, you're like, yes, I have no problem asking somebody for $597. I'm throwing that out there because that's what my first offer was. I did like 6 weeks of coaching for $597. I was brand new and fresh. I felt comfortable asking for that amount, but I want to encourage you not to stay at that amount for very long. It's not going to take you that long to feel comfortable with it, because once you make your first sale, once you sell your offer and your program, that momentum of that high of like, oh my gosh, somebody will buy this. That sets your momentum going, and you're going to find out really quickly that you're not going to want to stay at that price point for very long, and then you can move it up and move it up. So I do encourage you to do that. Now, let's see, do your clients pay up front? No, not all of them. So I am the type of person that maybe this is a money mindset issue with me. I don't know. I don't think that it is. I personally don't ever want money to be an issue for people to not work with me. So I do offer payment plans. I would say that it's about half and half. Some people pay up front, pay in full. Some people need to do a payment plan. I totally get it. Some people don't have thousands of dollars. Some people don't even have hundreds of dollars up front. But they do have a couple that they can spend, or they have a budget that they can spend every single month. And I do allow them to do that. I always tell people that if the payment plan is set, so let's say that you go into like Corporate to Coach, for example, there's a 4-month payment plan. Maybe it's 6 months. I think it's 4-month payment plan. There's a 4-month payment plan. And let's say somebody's like, I really want to do this. I really want to be in this. I really want your help. I want your coaching, but I still can't afford it. I'm open to having that conversation and stretching that payment plan out further. It just depends, and obviously that person needs to come to me and talk to me about that. But it is an option. I'm always willing to work with people. Again, I don't ever want money to be the issue that somebody doesn't get their business going. I know what it feels like. I know how it is. Let me go back up and see. So, wow, I asked for $150 or $50. Holy shit, I'm dying over here. Yeah, girl, we got to get you up higher. Now, $150 or a $50 offer is perfect for something that doesn't require your time. You've already created it. They can download it. Right then and there, and just jump into the content right then. It's not really a long-term course. Okay. I just don't know if you could or should. Nope, I'm the proud owner of $3.60 in my bank account okay, well, you know what, girl? All you got to do is, all it takes is one sale, right? All it takes is one sale. And again, if you have those lower price point offers, even with what you're doing, Svetlana, I think you could probably create some sort of course around what it is that you want to do and sell it for $150 or $50, but it's got to be a quick download. It doesn't need to be something that's going to take up a lot of your time. So basically case by case. It's not necessarily case by case. I don't want to say, like, I don't get on my discovery sessions. I don't get on those sessions and I'm like, the cost is, let's just take the self-study course. The course is $997. What do you want to pay me? No, it's not like that. I basically tell them, like, the course is $997 if you pay in full. It's, $160 if you pay on a payment plan for 6 months, whatever. I don't divulge that. If you can't pay that, just let me know. I don't divulge that. I let that person take it upon themselves to come talk to me and ask me. And then I'm open to work with them, if that makes sense. So how do you find people? Well, first of all, let me back up. So if we think about a $27 offer, and I'm going to use $27 as an example because that's what everybody's doing right now. They're doing Facebook ads for $27 and maybe up to $47, $67. I've seen $97 even, depending on what it is. So you're seeing the Facebook ads for the tiny offers. Those things are a freaking hit right now. You can make a crap ton of money if you know how to run your Facebook ads for those the right way. So I actually worked with Ali Bajurk, who's the queen of, I think that's how you say her last name. She's the queen of tiny offers. Anyway, she does what is called a waterfall ad, where basically you start with, like, I don't know, $16. And that is what you start your ad with. Well, you don't start your ad with $16 because Facebook would burn through it in an hour. But you start with, like, I don't know, a $7 ad, $7 ad. And you run your ad for $5 or $7. Your cap, your spending limit is $16. You make that back on your $27, and then you pour the $27 back into your ad. You make $47. You pour that back in. So it's like you're waterfalling. You're not making a profit until you hit a certain mark, but you have to know how to run Facebook ads in order to do that the correct way. But let's talk about a $27 offer, because a $27 offer is really freaking easy to sell. It's a no-brainer. It's almost like if you were walking through a grocery store and you're at the checkout line, your $27 offer is the candy bar. It's the impulse buy, okay? It's the one thing that people want right then and there. It's not all of the information. It's a little bit of the information, and they have to buy your big Mac Daddy course to get the rest of it. But the $27 offer is an introductory offer to get them into your funnel. It also pre-qualifies people, because the people that are buying that $27 offer are willing to take out their credit cards and spend money. But if we look at a $27 offer, in order to make $10,000, you need to sell $370 a month. Doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're brand new and you don't have a lot of cash coming in, that's a lot of Facebook ad spend that you got to do for $370, or a crap ton of organic marketing. So that's just something to think about in terms of, I'm going to sell low ticket. Well, you got to sell a lot to make your income number that you want every single month. I'm having trouble building my program like the pillars, but I definitely have done the work and know how to teach. Let me see if this will open up so I can see more. It says see more, but it's not opening. I may have to go back and when we hop off and see what the rest of it says. So, there we go. I just don't know how to break it down. All right, so let's talk about this for a second, Amanda. Your pillars are... Well, what is it that you want to coach on first? Tell me, what is it that you want to coach on, and what types of things do you want your brand to be about? Like, for example, I'll share my pillars. My pillars of my business and the pillars of my program, Corporate to Coach, are build, attract, convert. That's what that program is about. Now, the pillars of my brand are the things that I talk about. You can see it a little bit more on Instagram than you can on Facebook, just because it's visually laid out. But I talk about business, coaching business. I talk about Saint. I talk about the makeup that I'm partnered with. I talk about working out, and I talk about eating healthy. 2 of them are funsies so that I'm entertaining. I don't want to be talking about I don't want to be talking about business all the time. I'm there to entertain people and keep people on my feed. So I talk about some fun stuff along with some business stuff. Personal growth and development after trauma. Okay. So your pillars, you could, and I don't want to tell you what to do. You're going to have to sit with this and figure it out for yourself. But your pillars could be, and you're going to have to think about, if the pillars of your course, what 3 things is your business or is your program about? What 3 pillars are they going to walk away with, or the things that you're going to teach? What is the outcome that they want to have? So if I use corporate to coach as an example, my clients want to build a coaching business. They want to learn how to attract clients to that business, and they want to learn how to make sales. So that's where I came up with build, attract, convert. The pillars of your brand are obviously going to be different. Those are the things that you talk about in rotation. And it doesn't all have to be about your business. It could be about some fun stuff that you're interested in as well. Just, to give your brand some life and who you are. So pillars that's just the name that I gave them. So pillars are the things that your program is about. I typically say choose 3 or 4 things that your program is about. Like what is your ideal client going to walk away from working with you when they purchase that program? And I also talk about pillars of your actual brand. These are the things that you want to talk about in your business on a rotation. And if I were to resilience, perseverance, and healing, that is amazing. Those are good pillars to have for your course. I love that. So what's going to happen is, like, say you were to do a discovery call with someone, you would talk about your program and you'd be like, hey, so-and-so, I'm going to share with you my course. And it's broken down into 3 pillars. And those 3 pillars are resilience, perseverance, and healing. Brand, partnership, networking. Yep. Partnership and networking. Yes, absolutely. You could also add in travel, and you could really highlight some of the amazing places that your partners are in, and the countries that they're in. And, highlight those areas that those people live in. So start with 3. Yes, definitely have to think about it. Yes, start with 3. It's a little bit easier. And then you can add to it if you want to. But usually 3 to 4 is enough. You don't want to overwhelm. So if you go into the 6-figure plan along course, go into there. And I really talk about the steps and the pillars of your business from your free offer to your low price point offer, and then how to stack that up. So what we're doing is, for example, in Corporate to Coach, we're creating your very first offer, and that is anywhere from $597 all the way up to $2,000. It's somewhere in that middle range. You're teaching someone how to get from A to D, not A to Z. To get the rest of the steps, they got to go buy your higher your other program or work with you more. My clients are 100% international. Free clients. I don't have any real clients. Well, we need to change that, girlfriend. We got to change that and get you some real clients coming in. Even if that means that we need to get you in touch with some people that are doing some nonprofits to figure out how they're doing it, because even people with nonprofits are they're making an income. They just are. I live here in Charlotte. This is the home of Samaritan's Purse. The Goodwill has a corporate center here as well, and the Billy Graham Foundation is here as well. And I promise you, they are all bringing in an income. So we just might need to do a little bit of research on that if you aren't open, or maybe you are open. If you want to create a course, you can sell that to supplement what the other thing that you're doing. So there's a lot of ways that we could skin this cat. We just might need to get a little bit creative in what you feel called to do and how you want to do it. My goal is to create a humanitarian-based life coaching business. My sister lives in Charlotte. Yep, you told me about that. We're going to do some coffee whenever you come visit. So yeah, you could 100% do your humanitarian stuff, which is another pillar of your brand, of your business. And then you have your coaching program in this business, where some proceeds of what you get from your coaching clients do go to obviously support your foundation, your humanitarian, but they also go to pay your bills as well, because we want to make sure that you can put food on the table and you can live a fulfilled, substantially life that's comfortable. Okay, so how to find clients that are going to pay for this. So high ticket is anywhere from $2,000 and up is typically high ticket. I have seen some cases, and I've even bought some programs that were just on that cusp of 2,000. I don't think that they could be considered high ticket offerings, because they weren't. They were self-study programs, but the sheer amount of content that I got from it, even though I had to teach myself, was worth every penny, and that's what made it high ticket. But how do you find clients that are going to pay for this? So a lot of this does take time. I mean, high paying clients don't just fall out of the sky every single day. Obviously, your marketing has to be on point, and it has to be attracting those people. So if we go over to Instagram, it's a little bit easier again to see this on Instagram than it is Facebook. But if I go over to Instagram and I look at your profile and I look at the bio, your bio needs to blatantly, like a kindergartner is reading it, tell who you serve and what you do. It doesn't need to be fluffy. It doesn't need to be like, I help women overcome and find their mysterious souls and be who they want to be. Well, what does that mean? Who do they want to be? What are you helping them do? What are you helping them to become? So it needs to say it very clearly so that we're sure that you're attracting those people in. And I like to use Instagram as an example a lot, because I tend to take clients or followers from Instagram and move them over to Facebook if I can. That's a lot of how I build this group, or before Facebook was pushing this group out more. It's definitely pushing it out now. But I was using Instagram to fill this group up, and that's kind of where I started. So the other way that you can do it is to pre-qualify them. So if you are doing discovery sessions, yes, it has to be measurable. Yep. One sentence is okay, as long as it tells people what you do and who you help, and how you serve. And for you, Svetlana, I would definitely let them know that while you're doing the humanitarian thing and you're helping, partner people together in networks and that kind of thing, I would mention something about your coaching in there as well, if you wanted to start promoting that. Just so that people do know that you have that as a service, and maybe even get a link in bio, or not a link in bio, a link tree type of thing. I am creating healing for all humanity through partnerships with anyone who seeks it. That's my Insta bio. I think that is a good, we might could shorten it a little bit because I can't remember how many characters Instagram requires, but we could say that, and then you could do another line that talks about life coaching, humanitarian-based life coaching, life coaching for, whatever, whoever your ideal client is. So pre-qualifying people. So if you're doing discovery sessions, and I highly recommend that you do, before you do any paid advertisement, we got to get people on the phone so you can sell them your offer or your product or your service. You're going to pre-qualify them, which means you're going to have them fill out a questionnaire that tells you where they're at in life, where they're at with getting the problem that they have fixed, and are they willing to pay, and how much are they willing to pay. Now, I've taken this a step further, and on my questionnaire, I have an area where I'm saying, how much are you willing to invest? And they get to pick between like 4 different options. And what this does, now that I have a product suite for my business, I have different offerings at different price points, that better helps me understand and know where to point these people to. What product is going to be able to meet them where they're at. They might not be ready for my $3,000 offer. They might not be ready to purchase that yet or make that type of investment, but they might be ready for the $297 offer. Okay, does that make sense? I'm meeting them where they're at, which is why creating a product suite is very important. I think it is, for having a successful business. it's not necessarily something that you have to create right off the bat, but it is something that you do want to think about. And like I said, that is because I want to meet my clients where they're at. I don't want them to land on my content and be like, oh gosh, I love her so much. I want to devour this content. I want more, I want more, I want more. But I can't spend 10 grand right now, or I can't spend 3,000 grand, right? Whatever it is. I can't spend 3 grand, but I can spend $297. I can spend $27. And what's going to happen is that person that gets on your $27 product, or maybe even your $5 product. I have an ebook on my website right now that's $5 and it sells like freaking hotcakes. They're going to get into your funnel and you're going to start marketing to them. But you're pre-qualifying the people and you're finding out what can they afford. Maybe even you're taking it a step further before you even create your offer and price your offer. You're doing some market research and you're doing your income producing activities. Okay, this is a business. You're going to run it like a business. It's not just, I'm going to create a website and pray that they come because I built it. You're going to actually work the business. And part of that is doing income producing activities. Now, what are those? I teach you in depth how to do this. I give you the scripts on how to do this. But it is having conversations with people. And I don't mean jumping into having conversations with people and being like, hey girl, don't do the hey girl. Hey girl, buy my crap. Hey girl, I saw your, post and I think you would be great for my program. Here, come buy it. It's $1 million. No. We don't want to do that. We need to show up with grace and we need to show up tactfully. We need to show up as women who are confident in what we're doing and are not hungry to make a sale just because we need the money coming in, even if sometimes we actually really do need the money coming in. It's all about sharing your offer, sharing your product, sharing who you are as a person and letting the other people make the decision if they want to work with you or not. And it's that easy. This doesn't have to be hard. And I see a lot of coaches out there that are panicking. They literally panic because they need to make money so bad. So we're going to have conversations with people. You're going to invite people to learn more. There are some strategic questions that you can ask to kind of figure this out of kind of where they're at and what they're doing without being sleazy and spammy and slimy and gross, that do lead to a discovery session fairly easy. And typically every single time that I do this, it is a yes. I have never had somebody be like, no bitch, I'm not getting on the phone with, you know what I mean? Like being nasty and ugly and being like, oh no, I don't want to talk to you. Because, and this is just part of how we do it. Now, the reason why I do this, now there will come a time when you don't have to do this. You can run a Facebook ad and have clients streaming in and pouring in. But until you get to a point in your life and your business where you can run Facebook ads and you have the funds to do it, this is how you have to do it. Daily income producing activities. It's having conversations with people, getting on the phone calls and selling your offer. The other reason why I want you to do this is because I want to validate your offer. Okay, if we can sell just one offer, that is validated. It means there are other people out there that will buy that too. So we need to do that before spending money on ads, right?